Right now, NYPD officials are giving an update on the subway shooting in Brooklyn. Let's listen in.
Good afternoon, members of the media. By now, just a few moments ago, all of you should have received a video from DCPI. And what this video shows is that yesterday, on March 14th, 10 to 15 minutes prior to the terrible event that happened here at Hoyt and Skimmerhorn, a male entered the subway station on Nostrand Avenue. He did not pay his fare. He gets onto a Manhattan-bound A train, and he eventually gets into a dispute with another male. He eventually pulls a firearm out during that dispute, and ultimately he's disarmed and shot with his own gun. The reason why we wanted to bring this additional information to you, and again, this is not even a 24-hour-old incident, and evidence is still unfolding, but we wanted to really underscore the importance of when we keep our subway system safe. Not only does it require for members of the police department to be down there and members of the community to also help us out, because it was incredible what people from the community did yesterday. People who tried to intervene, people who actually recorded the incident, which gave us additional evidence that we needed to piece together questions that we had. But it's also important that the NYPD enforces quality of life. It's important that we enforce theft of service and people who are not paying the fare. Oftentimes we see people enter the subway station looking to cause harm, and they never pay the fare. So this is why we stress to our officers it's important to address theft of service, but at the same time I want to stress that we never ever diminish our officers' authority to show discretion if it's a young child who doesn't have the money to pay fare, if it's a working parent, someone looking for a job who doesn't have the money to pay fare. Our officers have that discretion to speak to the people, understand what happened, record their name, but do not issue them a fine. So we will continue to be in our subways. We will continue to address theft of services, people not paying at the turnstile. But I want New Yorkers to rest assured that we will use our discretion and be fair to people as well.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely. And you know what? Commissioner Daughtry, our Commissioner of Operations, has been enforcing, he's been down there leading the charge, enforcing theft of services, quality of life conditions down in the subway system. And I'll just let him speak a little bit about what he's been doing down there and why he's been doing it.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Department Madry. Just like the Chief said, sometimes people ask why would we do such a big operation for somebody not paying the $2.90 fare? It's not fair for the average New Yorker, the regular day New Yorker, to go to work every day, swipe their MetroCard, pay their fare. But like the Chief said, we are seeing a small group of people, a small group of individuals that we catch during these fare evasion operations that are recidivists, that have warrants, that have guns, that have knives, and they don't pay their fare. So it's important for us to keep doing these quality of life operations. Like I have previously said before, small things as walking through an exit gate or emergency gate, hopping over the turnstile, lead to big things. We, like the Chief Madry said, we want our officers to show discretion. We want them to show empathy. Every interaction matters when encountering a person that's not paying their fare. I personally observe officers from the transit district and the TRT teams while watching the operation. One juvenile hopped the gate. He was playing a basketball game, and he also went to study at the library. Those are the people that we show empathy to. People that carry guns, knives, that have warrants after we run their name for hopping the turnstile, guess what? They don't get no empathy, they get no compassion from us. They go to jail. So, Police Commissioner Caban, Chief Madry has also tasked me to look for new technology that we can implement down here in the transit system, which I'm currently doing. I'm searching the globe trying to find new technology that we can use down here to help keep New Yorkers safe. We all heard about what happened yesterday, but nobody's talking about the millions and thousands of people that got to their destination safe. So we let this one incident, and I know that it's going to leave a traumatic experience on the people that were affected by this. But also, there was people that got to their destination safely. So millions of people that got to their destination safely. And like the chief said, the 8-4 precinct officers and the transit response team were doing a Tom's check, right? Where the officer parks their car, they walk downstairs, and they go check on the platform. As the officer hit that first platform, he heard the shot. They immediately took out their weapons, and as people were running up the stairs, they were running towards danger. So these officers should be commended for what they did, because they didn't know what they were getting into. They heard 4 gunshots and immediately thought the worst thing was going to happen, and they went towards danger. So I applaud these officers.
All right, so we'll take just a couple questions. As you know, this is still an active investigation, so we'll take a couple questions, and then we'll transition to, then we will transition to St. Patrick's Day security. Carlos?
Juliet Papa, 1010 wins.
Chief or Commissioner, what's involved when you stop somebody at the fair game? Does that involve a search? What is the procedure? You think we would be able to respond?
So when the officers engage an individual that does hop the turnstile, they ask them for their identification, and they do a warrant check to see if the individual is a recidivist, where he cannot get a transit recidivist, where he cannot get a tab summons, he has to get a criminal summons, or if he has a warrant. If the officer does find a person that has a warrant, immediately they place under arrest, search incidental to lawful arrest, they do recover weapons, knives, drugs, etc.
We're going to move over. Andrew Siff, NBC.
Chief, is there body camera video? You were talking about the 8-4 cops and the transit cops responding so quickly and things are going crazy. So their body cam video would most likely show this. Is it possible to release some of that body cam video to give us a sense of what they went through?
Well, yeah, I can't release that body worn camera just yet. Remember, this incident's not even 24 hours old. This is still an active investigation by the Kings County District Attorney's Office, along with members from the 84th Precinct Detective Squad, Transit Detective Squad. But what we're doing here, and I know we're kind of piecemealing information out, but we just want to make sure we're updating New Yorkers and updating the media as much as we can. So we wanted to provide this additional information that we got. But as the investigation unfolds, I'm sure we'll be releasing more video. We'll be doing further updates, and ultimately our great district attorney here in Kings County will make a decision of what's going to happen as far as charges.
Inside the district.
Chief, we're looking at that video. It seems like this person was perhaps disturbed. It seems as though, it's the type of person that we've all seen on the subway before. First of all, are you identifying him, and does he have any priors?
He is identified. I'm not going to speak to priors at the moment because the detectives are still investigating, so I don't want to speak to that. I don't know what's sealed, what's open for discussion, but it's part of the active investigation. I saw that video. I think I had the same thoughts as you. It seems like the male was making inferences like he was a police officer as he was speaking to the person he was having a dispute with. And again, it's just something that is very alarming. We know that we have people in the subway that suffer from mental illness, and this is why it's important that the police department do play a role along with clinicians and people who are really qualified to deal with this, because you saw what the results were yesterday.
All right, we're going to take 2 or 3 more before we move on to security. Jay Dow, Pix 11.
Hi, Chief.
Jay, what's up?
This incident uses a lot of strong reactions among the public. Does the fact that he was able to enter the system with a gun bolster the case for the introduction of metal detectors or intense screening to prevent weapons from being brought into the system?
I think it does support that. I'm not saying it personally, But when you lay out the evidence and the facts, someone walked into a train station with a gun, and then everyone here saw the video. You saw a fairly crowded A-train car where people were laying on top of each other, scared because someone drew a gun at that point. So, I'm not saying that I'm for or against, but I think it just does support that.
All right, we're gonna go Sam Reben.
Did the 36-year-old jump the turnstile to get into the system, and how many guns have you confiscated this year in the subway system?
He didn't jump the turnstile. He walked through the gate. He walked through the gate to get in, and I'll get back to you with how many guns. You do have it?
Yeah,
17 guns. I was mixing up this year and last year. We took a lot of guns last year. This year, it is 17 firearms removed from doing operations just like this, addressing quality of life infractions and people not paying the fare.
NYC?
All right, hold on one second.
Yeah, I thought this is the last question on this topic. I just want to thank the New Yorkers that flooded our tip lines with sending us videos, sending us tips that were on the train or may have heard what happened. I just want to say thank you. And if you think you may have seen your video, the same video that you may have taken on the train, please send that in. We encourage you New Yorkers to send in all tips and all videos so we can help put this case together.